Hey guys, welcome back. This video I'm going to show you, I'm going to build the login in the login screen here so we can log into Firebase or register, and then I'm going to add the my logging functionality. So let's just close those two. Okay, let's build the logging functionality first. It's quite handy. So let's make public static formal ints. These are just going to be the different levels of logging you can get. I need to give it a name first. Let's say none, and let's make that one equal 0. Then we're going to need 3 more, so 1, 2, 3. And this one's going to be errors, warnings, and the last one will be info, debug info. So this, when it's set to none, none of the loggings will be displayed. If it's set to 1, you're only going to get the ones that's warnings, and if it's set to 2, you'll get everything. So, and then let's just set this. Actually, these can be private. Just make them all private, and then just need one more, which is current log level. And I'm going to set that to 2 for now because we're going to be building and debugging. So let's make this public static void, and let's call this one E. Then actually I'm going to copy this. I actually only need 2 for now because I'm just going to use error and info, and then this is what we do. And right, I need to give it a tag and a message. So just import that, and then we make this the tag and the message. And as you can see here, instead of going to each one of your Java classes and commenting out all the logs, you can just set it here. So if you set this one to 0, oh, I got one more. At the moment it'll just display everything, which is not what we want. We need it to actually check if we want it or not. So then if the current logging level is greater or equal to yeah, so that works. So that if it is greater to, so if we put in 2, all of these will display. If we put in 1, we'll only get this one, and if we put in 0, none of these satisfies 0, so you won't get any messages. So it's quite nice, and you just set it in one place, which is quite handy. Okay, so we can take this away for now. We'll use it in the next one. And what do you know? Here we're going to use it. So let's make another. This is a log tag, and we'll call it login. Then, no, I'm going to show you the injects that we get. Or actually, not yet. I just want to add a few more. Let's add the Firebase auth. There. Let's call it Firebase auth. Just so we've got that variable there. And then I'm going to use a progress dialog just to show you what's happening when you log in or trying to sign up. Progress dialog. Okay, now we're going to go. If you've injected, or not injected, if your dependencies compiled correctly, you should be able to add an inject view, and all you add inside the bracket is the ID of the view you want to add. So I think ours is email. Yep, there we go. And out here you put edit text. This is just casting it to where it needs to be, and then let's name it et no, and I find it really annoying that it just shoots it down to the next line. Okay, so just duplicate that and call this one password then. Make that one password. And it works with buttons too, but again, the buttons jumps down to, or makes me angry sometimes. We've got a button for login and a button for register. So just set those two up. Okay, so those are there. And then lastly, for the inject, you need to add it in here. So you go button knife, the class it is. Where is it? There it is, button knife, and you say dot inject, and you say this. Inject this. And then that adds these views to your current view. Okay, then after that, we're going to initialize the Firebase auth database quickly. It's quite hard for the word to say. So we get Firebase auth.getInstance. That's exactly what we want. Even knows it right now. And let's set the progress dialog up. Just equal new progress. Then progress dialog. Let's just initialize it so it's there for us. And then I want to add a click listener to the login button and the register button. And we get this error because we haven't implemented the click listener method, so class. So now let's just implement those methods. There we go. It's only one, and I think a switch case is perfect for this. It's quite neat. So there, add that, and we need button login, and it's break. We'll fill it in later. Case. Actually, just copy. Make that be register, and then the default. And then next we're going to be adding the, right, this needs to be switched from the IDs of the views, and that will work. Okay, so next we have to add the functions which will log the users in or register them. So here we can create a function called log user in, another function called register user. Okay, these aren't going to return anything because they don't need to do anything. They're just going to run the asynchronous task from Firebase, and then if it's successful, go to the next page, and if not, just And we also need to add a validation function. Spell private out. Okay, so this function will just validate all of the inputs. So you created the set this true, and it goes and gets the string from the email, string from the password, and then checks if the email is empty and if it is pattern of email address. Otherwise it sets the error, which is also in the material part. This is why it comes in handy. You can set the error so you can warn people what's happening, and then also checks if the password is empty, and if the password is greater than 6, then otherwise it's false. So this validation can go here. Put that there. Validation. Load up. There we go. Just copy and paste that into the register. So they're basically the same inputs. Log in. Log user in can go here. The register user can go here. Let's got that. There we go. Just default does nothing. Okay, so let's work in there. Okay, so now to register the user or log the user in, we're going to, when the button, if it's valid, it's going to start off the progress bar and say authenticating and make it visible. And then again, we're going to get the email and the password, and then here comes the Firebase part. So use Firebase auth and dot sign with email address and send the email and password. This is a asynchronous task, and you can just do it like this, but you can add an extra step on complete listener and pass this new complete listener, and this gives you, this function is run when it is complete, and it gives you, so this is a good place to dismiss the progress bar. And then this task tells you whether your request is successful or not. And an easy way just to check if we did something correctly is to, if the task is successful, then go to the next screen, otherwise warn the user. We'll sort this method out now. And the exact same applies for the register user, except this time we're going to say create an account, get the email, get the password, and then add this in. Okay, I will show you something now. Here, go my login.r, there we go. The same's happening here, and let's dismiss the progress bar at the beginning. Okay, so this works correctly. I'm going to actually work correctly. Then I'm going to add another activity just to be home screen. So let's create a function called start home screen, and just start activity intent. What's this called? This is the login screen. Dot this and home screen dot class. And then just to finish that off, final, finish. And then now, if any of the register and the user, the login user is successful, we'll start at the home screen, and you'll see that there's nothing. Let's run it, see what happens. It should work. Just a side note while we're waiting for the virtual device to load, just check out your activity here. This all gets added automatically. I just want to point it out. This, when you create an activity by right clicking over here, it does all of this creation for you, which is quite nice, but you forget about it sometimes. Okay, you can see the heading that I told you about earlier, and the same opens if you click in here and here. Here are the buttons, as I explained, they just invert, and there you can see the error. There's two errors here because there's no password and there's no, so yeah, you can click on the error and it shows you what's wrong. Okay, so let's first try it out with a test account. The password has to be greater than 6 characters. You can have a peep at it if you want. So I'm going to try log in, and I should get an error. Let's because I'm not a user yet. So if I register, it should take me to the home screen. There we go. And if I go restart again, and if I try login now, I should be taken to the home screen. There we go. So then if you check your Firebase authentication database, you can see your user has been added. And that's it for today. If you have any questions or comments or anything, please write them below. And please subscribe. Cheers.